It is time for the final match in the group stages. Are you ready? This is the battle for the first place in the green group. Introducing first, let's hear it for Enigma6. Enigma6 could steal the #1 seed with a 3-0 or a 3-1. But to do that, that means they're going to have to topple the Juggernauts, the only undefeated team remaining. Can OpTic Gaming make it a perfect 6-0? Let's hear some noise. OpTic trying to go a perfect 6-0 through group stages. Enigma6 trying to steal that #1 spot. Let's kick off the action with our casters, Maven and Courage.
Great stuff, Chris. Okay, so you know what's interesting here? Yes, this is very much like Splice in being away from week 1, except you can win 3-1 here as well for E6. But as much as being the first seed, it's great. We were talking about it. Like the playoff teams right now is terrifying. You already have Luminosity, Splice, and who am I missing? FaZe, all in your second seed. So like first or second, holy hell, it is going to be incredible.
I would argue that Enigma6 get the best draw of any group or any team in all the groups if they get the second seed, because the rules can't be on the same side of the bracket as OpTic Gaming. So the earliest they can face OpTic Gaming again would be a winner's bracket final. They would then be able to dodge FaZe.
Well, first or second, that holds true, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So first or second, you would be on the same side.
But we talk about how strong the second seeds have been.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, what do you even want? I can't tell anymore. Either way, OpTic going to try to be the first team to go a perfect 6-0 in their group. Folks, we are already here. This is the final match of the Stage 1 regular season. After this, there's a $500,000 playoff. Let's see who takes home the first seed from the green group.
Well, kicking things over to Proto. He's going to be the first man to mid-map. You see a delayed push from OpTic Gaming. As you know, from that side, you're usually catching a couple nades in the teeth. But the first kills go the way of OpTic. Crim with a team kill, but everybody else cleared out. OpTic Gaming early control.
Beautiful decision by OpTic to slow play that, wait out the grenades, and then push on through as a team. The only member who actually winds up dying on that push is the team kill from Crim6 down onto, I believe it was Scump with that grenade. Good retake, though, by General and Proto, as now Enigma6 take the lead.
Yep, they're going to look to take as much time as they can here, but also you have to worry about pushing through. Now, look at the spawns right now. So you have one player in Scump that's kind of set up towards back turbine already, but a couple players spawned for OpTic in Rock, so they're gonna have to fight back through. Who snuck through the cracks? That's actually Proto, the #1 on the minimap. He's already got in behind. We'll see if he can make a play here.
And look at this spot he's in. How rare is this to be checked by the side of OpTic Gaming? And of course it's Karma, the one who sniffs him out, recognizes that something's not right, we're missing a player, goes and finds him, and that'll also earn him that Scarab to drop on in. Karma, a 6-1 start from the veteran player.
It's a nice job there. I mean, granted, Proto would have had to kill a whole lot more than Karma probably to secure that and the spawns, but a nice sneaky effort does get snuffed out. Now Karma still working on a bit of streaks here. 2 kills in a row. Hot start for him. 1 in behind. He gets tagged up and taken out. Control now to Enigma6 as they have locked down Turbine. Ruiz pushing out a bit. As the flood for OpTic going to start to come in, they find him in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, the flood is really just 2 players. Now, Scump dying, it's Crim6 all by himself. General gets the hold, and look at this lead now being built for Enigma6. It's at 30 seconds, and there's still another 20 to be earned on Turbine. They're actually recognizing that OpTic are giving this up, and they're already putting pressure towards Rocks. And look at that spawn that just came in for General. He just spawned up inside that control area. Enigma6 now have the number advantage here in back Rock. This is a huge rotation for E6.
Well, go to Cade. He's going to have 2 players pushing in. He's got to just try and stay alive here as his teammates spawning in Rocks to try and come help him. They're trying to push him out of this corner, make sure there's no close spawn that can come through. Let's see where Scump pops. So Scump just died, spawns all the way out near Turbine. Now the flood coming in. Proto with a 2-piece. Cade backing it up as well, and E6 again bust on through.
Cade and Proto, the duo right now on a combined 9 streak. Here comes the Scarab as well. 80-38, an electric start for Enigma6, and it comes in with that fantastic rotation. They recognize that OpTic gave up those last 20 seconds, and instead of keeping 2 or 3 at Turbine, they flood everybody else across the map. They get the kills they need to, and now they've got their largest lead in the game because of it.
Well, the one good thing for OpTic here is you killed both Proto and Cade, 125 off Trinity, so they were very close to getting streaks. You I think a 5 streak for both players. Both get cut down before that, so OpTic has done a horrible job of holding Turbine and holding holding Hanger, but they at least slow those streaks down.
And now if you can get Scump to begin to pick things up, Crim6 to get a little bit more involved, do you think that they can come back in this game? It's something that we talked about with Scump this weekend. He's had a few times where he's had a slow start to a hard-point game, but then next thing you know, he's on a 7 streak, and he's beginning to heat up for his team. You see now, 5 and 8, the slide, the kill, Scump now getting involved as OpTic look to claw back in.
Yeah, and to speak more to that, I mean, I think he would start out like a 3 and 11 or 3 and 12 type game on a breakout. Next thing you know, he's leading in kills and KD for his team.
Oh,
so
no.
Certainly someone that'll typically start to heat up. What did you see there, bud?
He got a player one shot, thought he had the kill, unfortunately tried to switch targets and it doesn't work out there. 45-second difference. Again, Emery's back on a 5 streak, cut down just before those streaks yet again.
They're able to clear it out, but Enigma6 set up trying to rack up more time. The final 15 seconds or so would go their way if it weren't for Crim6 making a couple plays, but now they'll be able to rack up the time. Formal comes in over the top. He was tagged up by Proto. And now let's see, as we're about to get back to mid-map, first man here, General.
General already set up, and another thing to note, the slang, the difference, nothing too crazy. Enigma6 though, where their kills came in, and the big hold from Turbine to the rotation to Hanger is what has earned them this lead. Outside of that, though, very even between these two squads in regards to where the kills are coming in at. Nice job by Proto to keep this momentum going. 12 and 6, a minute and a half already in the objective. That's more time than the entirety of OpTic Gaming combined.
Yeah, Proto beasting so far, and it's a big part of the big advantage here. On board with General now. Nice shots to clean up 1. Nice shots to clean up 2. The 3rd and 4th players now coming off spawn, and he's going to get taken out by Formal, who quickly answers back. Now, on the side of OpTic Gaming, like you said, no one to really highlight so much. Just a bunch of average numbers, and Scump struggling mightily so far.
Every single player dead yet again. They're going to spawn out. Look at the lead. It's nearly a full 60-second hold for Enigma6 as they've just been pinning OpTic Gaming as they flood over and over out of that top hanger hard point. They're going to have to now try to push on through to Turbine yet again. Remember, the lead was originally built by Enigma6 on this hill the first time around.
And now they're going to try and bust in. Karma going to be able to find the entry. Big kill from him. The swarm from OpTic here. Scump backing him up. And now they busted through. Enigma6 going to have to wait for their players to come off spawn to try and take a crack at this.
And yesterday, OpTic Gaming on this exact hard point had a couple questionable plays from Karma when he was hitting curve when he didn't need to. Actually spoke to him about it today. He said, Jack, I'm happy you called that out because they were 50-50 gunfights I didn't need to take. When we have control, there's no need to fly out of these lanes, especially if Enigma6 are spawning close. Here, they're spawning all the way out. That's when you'll now see OpTic Gaming begin to push from out.
Yeah, Crim, as you were saying that, Crim did push out curve, and he actually won 2 gunfights all the way by drill. But like you said, it's when you're spawning the entire way across, when you get set up at a nice angle. It's not a 50-50 gunfight. Give some time to your team. By now, it is full streaks from Karma, 18 and 13. 45 seconds in the hard point. He'll tack on the final 8. Let's actually go to player number 8, too. Formal on the backside to Hanger.
And look, he's going to be the first one here to get contacted by the side of Enigma6. Scump, though, with a 2-piece. Clears out this new hill. Does Formal expect this? Of course he does. It's Formal. He's now 16 and 14. OpTic Gaming, who were down by 100, now just 30, and they're still in control of Hanger.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of this is what? Yeah, the first turbine, E6 broke very easily.
Oh, no.
The second time, OpTic breaks very easily, and now they swing this right into Hanger, and you should see a lead change here momentarily. Is Crim still that guy pushing out? Look at the number 6 on the minimap. He dies at drill, but he's still going to spawn safe, doesn't hurt him, and slows down the push.
This is a huge kill for Enigma6. Scump, 1 engagement win off of that Trinity rocket. Here comes the pressure. Smoke's now being used. It's a desperation attempt. It will help them get through the door, but the rest of the green wall are there unless Cade can do something about it. Formal, though, with the final kill. We'll get this one, and now Maven, look at the score. Folks in the venue who are OpTic Gaming fans, they've now come back from a 100-point deficit.
They bring it back. Karma up over the top is going to get cut down. 2 down for either side, but you've got some streaks to work with for OpTic Gaming. You've got the advantage in this, and he's going to streak out drill. Exactly what you'd expect. He'll drop the bombardment on in. It'll push everybody, funnel them all into that observation deck, and now Karma needs to flank around the backside, help his teammates. Or does he? It looks like Scump and Formal winning for now. There it goes. Flank comes through. 1, the second in the corner. Perfect job by Karma, and now the drill is his.
When you need Karma, he's always there, it seems. 24 and 16, leading his team in time as well. Another great performance from him in his last series of the weekend. Now with that camo payload too, there's so much utility available for OpTic Gaming.
But the game is still very, very close. E6 keeping this within 10 points. Cade now trying to push up. There's only 20 seconds remaining on drill, but he has got in as FDL to work with as well. Just looking at observation deck, backing up those green players on X-ray. He spotted him through the crack of the box, just peppering bullets in, trying to make a play, but there's one more in window. He should be tagged, but the FTL keeps him alive for a moment. Doesn't matter though, as Karma is there to clean up too.
That's, I don't know if I like that FTL right there from Cade. Yeah, with only 4 seconds left in that hard point. Okay.
I don't know what the thought process
that
was
gunfight,
exactly.
but think Cade now not going to have FTL jump for when they may need to go for a break from that curved side of that turbine hill. Let's keep an eye on that as this game develops. Still though, we have ourselves a tied game between these two powerhouse North American squads.
Karma now, still with camo, still with the Trinity rocket, will get cut down. Formal as well. Let's take a look at the Enigma6 point of view. I believe General just popped his reactive. Cade there, able to trade it out after he drops. Several players here to challenge, going to pick up the E-Ride to work with as well. He's got Karma over the top. Nice shots there from Cade to pick up one. He's got a Trinity. One more for the bombardment. Can't finish the cleaned up player. One more in the back. Can he get fully streaked? There it is. Now you've got tools for either side and all but a tie game. Enigma6 now taking a little bit of control here, Jack.
I say that I don't like how Cade used FTL jump. Just at the end of the last hill, he's already 65% of the way there to the next one with that streak. Now utility on both sides. How do OpTic Gaming try to go for this?
Karma used camo. Go to Karma. Oh, he got killed. He got killed. He actually got cut down. This might be a whole 3-6. E6 able to take it thus far. The camo doesn't come in, but there's one man standing, still trying to hold for OpTic Gaming. It's Crim6 inside. He drops, and now E6 has control.
And now look, there's no camo for OpTic to push this curved side. They're going to wind up using streaks. Proto's going to try to get away, and he does. Enigma6 staying alive. They cannot win off this hill, though. They cannot win. OpTic, I think they're going to go for one final push. Let's see if they can break on through.
Here they come over the top. First 2 kills going their way. Everything getting cleaned up, cutting them down. Proto with the submachine gun making the plays. 2 minutes in the hard point. 3 streak here. Camo available. 24 and 20. This guy is a supreme talent.
And OpTic Gaming send 2 players towards that front side of curve. So now they're going to have a 1 player at least late towards this hard point. Enigma6 set up. They have 3 bodies here. These kills so important if OG want any chance to come back.
Yeah, I mean, OpTic needs a perfect hold here. They're able to back him down for the time being, and now you're set up. This has to be flawless, and depending on contest, you're going to have to win the rotation to the next hard point at drill as well.
Well, here we go. Can OpTic Gaming make the impossible happen? They still have 3 players here. 246 to 206 currently the score. Formal just trying to watch towards this bottom hall area. 2 Scarabs coming into play now for Enigma6. Formal should at least have 1 as they're about to surge right on through. Can they hit the flank break? Yeah. Doesn't appear so yet. OpTic have dropped the Centurion as well.
He has got to hit the flank, tries to.
All dead.
It does tag up 1. 4 down now for E6. You can just win it. It has to be perfect. If there's a single contestant here, OpTic Gaming cannot do it, but they're still holding on inside. We'll go to Karma's POV. 3 in a row. Centurion still here to work with. No one can touch this hard point, otherwise they cannot win it. There's the contest. Was that enough? I think that might have been enough to drill.
It's going to be very close.
I think that was enough.
It might still tick over. It's going to come down to 1 second. Do OpTic have anybody there?
It was enough. It was just enough.
To 246. It's like they did the exact math to be able to win on that new hill.
Yeah, I said they had to contest for a second. They did like half a second. It just wasn't enough. My God, you need the perfect hold and hanger, and that's what you got.
At this point, how? How?
My God, man. I wasn't even looking. I was so intent on the scoreline there in the countdown. I didn't even see who had won to drill. I don't know if they would have had it secured there or if E6 would have been in, but that was a treat for our first game of the final series here of the Green Group.
And you think earlier today, right? The reason we're even in this scenario was the series between Elevate and OpTic. The reason there's that extra map is because that head-to-head map breakdown where Elevate brought them to a game 5 that helped Enigma6. But now throwing away that map for the side of E6 means they must win the next 3 if they want to wind up taking that first place spot, or at least I think forcing that.
No, they would take it. If it's 3-1, they would take the first place spot. But I'll tell you what, before we hop into that, we asked the guys before this who they thought the top players for the weekend would be. Let's take a look.
For my own team, it's probably going to be Watson. I mean, guy's been gassing himself up next levels. Hopefully he can do it in game.
The standout player from our team will probably be Ruiz. That's because he's been stepping it up a lot online and stuff.
The standout player for this weekend, I'd probably say Dave. Dave from our team, he's been playing really well recently, so expect big things.
I think Crim6 will be a standout player this weekend because I know how much extra time he's been putting in and how serious he's been taking it and how much he's been trying to learn to, you know, get to that next level as a player in this game.
I think the standout player this week will be Zed. A lot of stuff he does in game doesn't go really noticed, but he's constantly slaying.
The standout players this weekend are probably going to be, on Elevate would be Watson. With OpTic, any 4 of them can go off. But the one you would have to shut down probably would have to be either Formal or Karma.
Players that be standout this weekend just goes for the safe option, just say people like Formal or Scump, they're known for just playing flashy and doing the business, I guess.
I'm gonna pick General from E6. In the past, he usually has like their best stats. And I think he's probably the best player on their team, so I'd expect General to have a big weekend.
And we are back. Shot of the E6 guys now as they're trying to fight back in this series and take that #1 seed. They have been brilliant all weekend. And look at that uplink, man, 100%.
Yeah, and you got to think that that's something to look forward to for them in this series. Still, if they do get to that map 3 with a chance to get first place. But from here on out, it's a must-win. They've got to start with this search and destroy. I believe it will be on Crusher. So what exactly will we see? We know Proto this weekend has brought out the sniper before in that mid lane. And you can already see on your screen, Formal, I'm sure, will be there to greet him throughout this map. OpTic Gaming, they have a breakdown they like to do on offense, and it comes down to sending Crim by himself and then rotating the rest through B. But look at that win rate and hardpoint up to this point this weekend, perfect as well.
Yeah, I mean, their stats are pretty similar. I know they're spread across differently, but the win rates, very, very similar. 100% there for hardpoint. You saw that at risk there in that final game. What a finish we had to game 1. And now for Search, if we're going to Crusher, I know one thing you like to look at a lot is Crim, you know, how he kind of solo plays some of these sites. If he's going to group up with the guys, you know, kind of play that A site by himself, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and for OpTic Gaming, we've also seen before that they brought out smoke grenades on this map. There's all sorts of stuff that they try to use. Either way, Enigma6, this is a must win if you want to take home that first place spot in the group. We'll have to see if they get it done. I still think it's possible, maybe. This is absolutely winnable map. They've been lights out and uplink, and we just saw how close they played OpTic Gaming in hardpoint. And with Retaliation being map number 4, at times that hasn't looked like OpTic Gaming's best map.
No, this is absolutely still doable for E6. God, man, so close to closing out that first game. Just a split second more of contest time, and they would have been able to do it. But yes, you will have Formal here with the sniper. We'll see who's going to be his counter throughout the course of this.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be Proto.
Yeah.
Here comes the first battle. Formal versus Proto. Oh.
Just a little tickle.
Instead of it being 1-0, Formal will give him a half for that.
Yeah. Proto, though, stays alive and able to pick up a kill here. General finds one as well. Now it's 2v4. OpTic Gaming trailing. Scump trying to even it up. Proto looking to trade out the kill on Scump and hasn't been able to spot him yet. Just backing up. And now bomb does get planted.
And he's still got vision on him, too, so he's calling out to his teammates, hey, watch you, watch you. It's going to be Emery's who's in charge of that. Scump and Formal for the 2v3 retake of the A site. Oh gosh, Scump with the pre-fire. Thought he was spotted. Formal, though, does hit at least one headshot to bring this back to a 2-on-2.
Yeah, I believe he just hit a snipe and found a K-bar. I believe they should know where both players are now.
Oh,
they're able to get one. Now it's a 2v1. This is happening. Formal and Scump getting it done. 20 seconds left on the clock. They have to hunt the kill. It looks like he's retreating back. He's right in between both. He's gone. There's time. OpTic clutch up in round 1.
The duo get the 2v4. Scump and Formal continue the heroics from that closeout in map 1. To now take the first round, and that's just one that you cannot let slip away if you're Enigma6.
Well, think about it. It turns into 4 different one-on-one gunfights or shots in the back, obviously, like we saw there, but at no point was there a trade opportunity. If you have 2 guys in one-on-one gunfights that you don't want to face more than anyone, it's probably those 2.
Yeah, and you saw Scump was spotted the entire time by Proto. The fact that they don't wind up pushing the agenda onto him, surprising right there from typically a strong search and destroy team in Enigma6, but either way, that's just 1 round. Still need to win 5 more as this goes on as we get set for this next one. What do OpTic Gaming do? And it looks like, oh, they're going for an all-out A pressure. They want to overwhelm whoever's here from E6.
And they got away with the skin of their teeth. That was actually Cade barely able to get away. It's going to lead to an early plant now.
There's no one watching you.
They're flooding in from you. No one checks it. It's Proto coming in. Proto gets a couple of kills. There's a third in front. The assist is in. It's now Formal, left by his lonesome. He's going to be in a 1 versus 2, Jack.
They were just planting for you, where it could be spotted from there, and they didn't have anybody watching that area. Big blunder by OpTic Gaming, and they now suffer the consequences by being left in a 1-on-2.
And now you see, you know, they're hunting together. They're not wanting to have a similar situation to last time where you give them a couple one-on-one gunfights. This is going to be tough. You know, if you had FTL, maybe this is a little bit more winnable. If he can get this bomb planted and find a kill, it might get him there.
Well, the first challenge will come off to his right. Nice job by Enigma6. They find the hole in OpTic Gaming's offensive setup and punish him for it there. I'm going to tell you something, Maven, I don't think that's going to happen again from OG if they try that strategy.
Yeah.
I'm sure next time someone will be watching it.
Well, I was glad you called it out, because right when I looked at the minimap, I'm like, there are 2 yellow arrows just flying in you without abandon. Like, how are they getting in that quickly? Just
They had someone watching the far flank, they had someone watching bridge, and they had someone watching the back door, but not you of all places.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscommunication there on the OpTic side. Opens up a hole for Enigma6, and they've now tied this up at 1 apiece. If you are just joining us, OpTic 1-0 series lead. We had a crazy game 1 hardpoint.
So first round Proto challenged with a K-bar. Unfortunate team kill though from Cade. We'll put this back to a 3-on-3, now a 3v2. Nice trade by Scump. Proto by himself with just a sniper pistol combo.
Do you think there was a hit marker there for Formal that led to the team kill?
Very well could have been.
Probably. All right, 1v2 now for Proto. 60 seconds to work with. Oh, both players just go underneath him. Can he find another gun is the question. He's been confident with his pistol throughout the course of the weekend, though.
He does know that there's at least one down inside L wall. Yep, there you go. Does get an E-Rad. Have to reload that one or just let the ammo regenerate. And still with some equipment there.
Oh, he just spotted him. Just spotted him. Let's see, how does he take this attack to them? You know, he thought maybe he spotted them wrapping around. He just go and planted it A quick, but he wants to bring it right in behind. This could be so fortunate in timing, or it could be horrendous. First one gets it. Gets away with his life, too. He's turned this into a 1v1. Karma, Proto. He's behind the box, and Karma gets it done.
Beautiful stuff there to clutch that one up. A little bit too close for comfort if you're on the side of OpTic Gaming. But again, Karma just gets the great timing there. I think he got a little bit of a call out from his teammate who saw the shadow around that corner to go ahead and snap right back over.
Yeah, he had to with the way he reacted to that.
Yep. Or then against this Karma, and he's not human.
Yeah, doing Karma things. Okay, into round 4. 1 round advantage now for OpTic. On board with Formal off the break. Again, Krim going to be that lone man at A. Looks like he kind of peaked. Challenge gunfight is going to back on up and group up with his teammates. We'll see how this B hit develops.
Yeah, and OpTic Gaming typically, when this happens, they push right for that site. Looks like now they might try to actually push on through as Crim6 has spotted some on the flank. Cuts down Cade, Krim gets one. They've spotted a third, and everybody on OpTic Gaming gets a kill. Talk about an elimination of E6 on that round.
Did everyone just get obliterated? Like that 3-second span?
Krim was trailing the 2 players who flanked middle. So what Enigma6 tried to do there, they spotted Krim, and they know that he pushes from A back through that back alley over towards B. But Krim actually changed up his route that time and sees both of them, trails right behind him, and basically puts bullets through both to clean up those final 2 kills. Nice job by him to really secure that round win for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, and you know, you show that 4-man aggressive push from OpTic Gaming early, which maybe terrifies them a little bit. They don't want to fly at Krim, call him out as the solo man.
General, I think, is the gun.
Oh. Not with that movement, able to pick up the first kill. General has the swarm coming through, shoots a nade basically out of the sky, but finally will get finished by it.
I'm actually really surprised to see Proto try to go save General right there. They've got control of the A site. General's basically done all he could. He got pushed by 4 men of OpTic. The fact that he even gets 1 is really enough in that round. Just go help your teammates secure the A site. 2 versus 3, Cade and crew being pushed from all different angles. Big kill on the Crim6 to at least open up this lane.
It's become a 2v2. Now Cade by himself, taking on Scump and Formal. You saw them clutch a 2v4.
Get a tail jump on this kill.
Might get some nice timing here. Wins the first in mid, 1 left. Scump, Cade. 1 versus 1. Defending the bomb, gets caught in an awkward spot with the nade out, and plenty of time for Scump to defuse.
Throwing the nade in the 1-on-1 costs him right there. Can't get the FTL jump off in time.
Well, I think he was just trying to check the bomb with it, but unfortunately, it's right when Scump was checking you.
Nice job by OpTic Gaming. Another close scenario that could have gone either way that they're able to take. Especially with Scump going right for that trade. Now if you're Enigma6, you're down 4-1. What do you try to do? Do you still bring out the sniper? And from the side of OpTic Gaming, that's a no. Yeah, they're going to get aggressive towards B this round.
Krem will do his usual play towards A. He's been mixing it up, though. Did he not get spotted?
No, he did. He did.
Okay, so he's been
they
called
just
out.
Spotted him again.
From finally going to end up dropping. And look at the pinch coming in. If we can go to General, he's coming in behind a few. General just killed 2 of them. There's the final one. General got him behind basically the rest of OpTic and cut him down.
So that whole strategy in that round, right, is typically Crim6 peaks at A and falls back. That round, it was a fast flank from Crim6, where basically his goal was to get in the garage as soon as possible. His 3 teammates would then go to push on through and then have a pinch at rocks to wipe out whoever's there from Enigma6. It's nearly a perfect blind counter as Crim gets spotted rushing through you that time. It's now Enigma6 will at least stop the bleeding.
Yeah, you bring within a couple of rounds. And they look like they want to be aggressive here towards the A site and into you. You have defense set up from Scump and Formal towards mid-map and this A site. They're beginning to back up. You see on X-Ray, you have a couple right around mid. One was went underneath bridge. The bomb does get planted out, play defense. Formal, first one to peek, almost able to tag one across the edge, but mostly gets backplayed.
Still with FTL jump 2 and a flechette. He'll use that right away and nearly blow up one of his teammates. But now OpTic, they have to go full on aggression. 30 seconds left. There's 2. They've spotted the final 1. They chase him on down. A quick cleanup for OG. As an awkward plant right there from Enigma6. They really couldn't even spot the bomb from where they were holding it from as well.
And they just got swarmed.
Yep.
The first one, I'm assuming Karma put a couple bullets in him. Otherwise, perfect shots there from Formal to get the first kill, and then they fly on.
Well, that's something that we actually mentioned with OpTic Gaming earlier this weekend on Crusher, where their opponents get kind of a quick plant inside that warehouse area. And there was one moment specifically where OpTic took about 15 seconds to even make a movement in towards there after rotating. So they were left with about 20 seconds on the clock where they went for the retake. And they got the kills they needed, but there wasn't even enough time to hop the bomb.
Being a lot more decisive here.
As they've gone on, they've been more decisive when going for that retake, and it shows right there as they had all the time in the world.
Well, Scump's got reactive. Let's see if maybe he uses it this round to try and close things out with a 6-2 scoreline. Looking over an aggressive wall run. No one is pushed. Now it's going to be Scump's turn to try and hit. They're coming forward off the top. Wall run can't win the first. That's Ruiz going big for his team. Crim6 trades it out, but man advantage still resides with Enigma6.
Cade's going to be the one on this flank. And yeah, he's ready for whatever's here. Big slide there, though, for Crim6 to get out of dodge. Will live to see another day. Left in a 2v3 still is OpTic Gaming.
And he's got Formal right around the corner. Easy pickings there. Crim6 now by himself. Cade goes vertical FTLs. Doesn't win it, though. Crim still alive. Now 1 versus 2. 45 seconds. Other players on the opposite side of the map, but you can see
they know bomb's down.
Where the bomb is. Yeah.
They know exactly where bomb's down at. Crim, 1 kill off not only the Centurion, but the Scarab as well. So if I'm OpTic Gaming, I at least want to see Crim get 1 before he does get traded out. What can he do here? 25 seconds left. The clock is ticking.
Yeah, he'll be spotted in just a moment. He's spotted, but he might connect with the grenade. 2 in the back. Oh, perfect shots there. Finish him. Now it's a 1 versus 1. You got to go. 15 seconds remaining. You know where bomb is down. This is going to be all down to timing. Does he has to stick it.
Trophy tries to save him. He's going to get the bomb planted in time.
Can he get away? Can he get away around the edge? He's still alive. Crim now 1v1. Tagged up. Backs up.
Beautiful play. Beautiful play by Proto. Crim6 is a player that many times will go ahead and re-challenge right after he gets weakened like that, as he's expecting the player to be sprinting, trying to chase him. As someone tunnel visions the kill, Proto actually reads it like a book as he kind of floats backwards to hold that deeper angle that Crim6 basically just falls right into his sights there. That's a sign of someone who knows how Crim likes to play, especially in Search and Destroy.
Nice win there by Proto, keeping Enigma6 alive in this one. You still had, the reactive armor for Scump available. We'll see what's available on the E6 side of things as they're trying to claw back in this game too. What tools they have to work with. So you have Proto's camo. Let's stick with him.
Proto, is this the tool that you use in round 9? You do not want to get first blooded. You need him to stay alive to be able to use this in case it's needed. And just like that, there's already a flank coming in general. Somehow gets behind all of OpTic Gaming, and now a 4v2 again. OpTic beginning to fall apart.
They are. This is becoming tight. Scump now by himself. You won't see reactive used at this point in the game. Bomb gets planted. We'll see if he is opts to take a dive off the map or make a play. Gonna kill one. Looks like he's gonna play his life for now.
You've already got the reactive, but I think he's kind of searching for where.
Yeah, I thought he was just gonna
where he could jump off of. The issue is on this side, nothing really he can get to. I'm sure he'll go towards that back bulldozer, as that'll be a spot of choice. Or not.
Or a very long flank. Here comes the flank. Can't win it. Ruiz is going to catch him. I thought the whole time he was searching for a place to jump off to.
Yeah. Well, either way, OpTic Gaming still in the lead, but Enigma6 with some payload still to go as well. This is absolutely still winnable.
You want Camo for Proto on the other side, Reactive for Scump. What else was earned? You still have Centurion for Crim. And I think that covers it for now. We'll see if anything else got earned in that round. Oh, you have Centurion on both sides. Okay, so it's basically a Centurion and Reactive on one, and a Centurion and Camo on the other.
Now I'm wondering if Enigma6 try to rush right on up and drop the Centurion down. I think that's what everyone
did.
Do. Yes,
Yep.
So smart play by them. That'll at least force OpTic Gaming to pay attention towards that Centurion. Shoot it, give away their position. Look, now watch the yellow arrows of E6. They'll rotate on over right away and begin to set up for a possible 4v4
Well, Proto, go to Proto. You just pop Camo if we can get to him. Proto there, the Camo is able to find a kill. General gets one as well. Scump uses the Reactive. Everything coming out right now. Proto in a 2 versus 2. Lines them both up. He can't win it. Karma's still here. It's a 1 versus 1, Jack.
Karma regains his health, which is a big thing here. Did he spot the shadow? He did. Karma's ready. OpTic Gaming now 1 map away from finishing a perfect 6-0 in the green group.
And this is, it's reminding you a lot of the series with Elevate, kind of from day 2 or today, just like really, really close maps throughout all of this. 4-second game 1, a 10th round here in Search and Destroy. But now you're going to the bread and butter of E6's at least. But if you're OpTic Gaming, you just secured that #1 seed.
And now if you're OG, not only feeling good about that 1 seed, but you have a potential here to be Enigma6's first uplink loss of the weekend, which I think that would be kind of the icing on the cake for him, right?
Yeah.
Either way, shout out to Enigma6. They definitely impressed this weekend, especially in uplink. We now know exactly who will be moving on through and what positions in this group. Congratulations to OpTic Gaming and Enigma6 in the 1-2.
Still a ton to play for. You get that top 2 spot, and that's all that matters, right? You're going to be playing for the $500,000. But guys, before we see if E6 can remain undefeated in uplink, we have a quick break.
It's our final match of the green group, so it's our final G Fuel key player matchup. Heading into this uplink, it's OpTic Gaming on the verge of a 3-0 sweep over Enigma6. But we have two run and gun up in your face players in Karma and Proto to bring you the breakdown from. Statistically this weekend, uplink has been one of their better game modes. You see Karma right there with the 1.03, but it's the pressure that Proto puts on to clear the lane for his team to put up the incredible scores that Enigma6 always seem to do. Can OpTic Gaming be the first team to beat Enigma6 in this game mode? Let's find out next. This has been your G Fuel key player matchup.
OpTic Gaming is a team where if you start strong versus them, for them it's very hard to bounce back most of the time. If they get the lead, they'll blow you out. But if they don't, it's going to be very hard for them.
We don't really know too much about their play style because we played them at the very beginning of the year. They're pretty much like a blank slate against us. We haven't played them in 3 tournaments, so we have no idea what to expect out of them.
The reason why OpTic is such a good team is because they have some of the most individual talented players on that team. And the strategy to beating them is, to play our own game. We rely on our trades.
E6 is tough because they're really fast. You have to be very fast in this game to keep up with the pace of it. Their teamwork's also very good. Their core 3 have been together for a pretty long time. But anytime they're playing a team like that, it's always going to be difficult. And I'm very, very confident in our hardpoint and uplink. As long as we can take a search off of them, I think that we should 3-1 them. I think we just need to come out, play our game, and be calm, and I think we'll be fine.
It doesn't matter who we play against because every series is different as long as we all stay consistent and we all have the same mindset going into the match that every map, every scenario, and every gunfight is important.
I think we're going to win both of our matches against them. If we don't go 6-0, I'll probably be a little bit surprised for this weekend. That's just because I feel like our team, in general, is better than all the other teams.
Hello and welcome back. In our last map, OpTic Gaming secured the first seed. Enigma6 will be the second spot going into the $500,000 playoff just 2 weeks from now. As I'm wandering around.
Where you going, bud?
Sometimes when I talk, dude, I just get going.
You're good. You're back. Okay, let's calm down here.
I don't know.
We'll save that for later on tonight. Either way, though, what a fantastic weekend it's been. Cannot believe we are already on potentially our final map of the regular season here in stage 1.
We have a whole nother one still.
It has flown by to this point, and in the middle of it, we've got ourselves an all-star game at Anaheim with relegation. Now we've got a Frost uplink to look forward to, and there's the Europa Research Center, the beautiful back AC building. OpTic Gaming, can they beat Enigma6 on the map? Or game mode, sorry, that they have yet to lose so far this weekend?
Well, you got to think, last time it was throwback. OpTic did a pretty good job slaying, but they got shot in the back constantly. It was a much better, more well-played, paced game from Enigma6. Dominated them there. Can they do it here? It's Frost. The last time I remember seeing these teams on Frost, God, it's like back to Vegas where that 3-0 sweep happened in pool play. Obviously, a whole lot has changed since then.
Oh, just a little bit has changed in this game since Vegas. Either way, E6 do what they seem to always do in respawn game modes, and that's have a strong break off on the map. As now Emery's will already bring this drone in towards ship, and Cade is in the OpTic Gaming spawn in just 20 seconds.
He's in there. They've got to push back. Look at the pre-fire there from Emery's in that corner. Almost picks one off, and this is going to be an easy one-point toss unless an interception is through. It's not.
That is what Enigma6 is in uplink. They really just play scrappy, go for the one. Even if they all get wiped off the map, they're more than confident to come off spawn and win the gunfights in middle map to regain possession of the drone, and that's exactly what they do right here.
Yep, 3 dead again for OpTic Gaming. Not a lot of room to work with for Enigma6 as the kills came at mid-map, but they're starting to layer up forward towards Research. Cade gets an entry pick. Crim6 able to answer back on the outside wall run, but the rest of his teammates dropping around him. Has to get back to the action. Cade around the edge. Cade, another one-point toss. E6 up 2-0 and looking perfect enough.
Other players you'll watch in that scenario, you'll sometimes get worried that, again, this is the second time this weekend we've seen an OpTic Gaming player bring out an E-Rad with an Elo sight on it, but either way, Crim6 trying to make it work. Karma now with this drone, trying to go for the one, intercepted, as that'll get reset. But back to what I was saying earlier, Maven, that one from Enigma6 that you just saw earlier, you never worry about if they're gonna throw it or if they're gonna get greedy and go for a dunk. They just get the one, and it adds up as the game goes on.
Yeah, and they're just better at taking advantage of those opportunities. I mean, every time it seems like they have, 3 down, 4 down, We're 2 down in an aggressive spot. They are getting a 1-point toss off. They're beautiful at doing it. They've been doing a fantastic job all weekend. Now, let's see what Scump and OpTic can do on the other side. The answer is run right into Cade, who's at least able to clean up one. Karma, though, answers back with 2 big ones. There's a third, snaps around, trying to wheel and deal. Drone in hand. Here we go. There's a slam, tied up at 2-2.
Karma clears it all out. 5 streak now from him, turns it around from the 1-5 start he had. But you gotta also think that team kill from Enigma6 did not help them at all in that scenario, as they're just gonna move this drone as far as humanly possible from Karma on the map, but I can't say I disagree with them.
No, it's perfect. They have Karma. You're still in the base. Cool. We're going to go ahead and hit on the opposite side. Karma gets back to the action in time. The streak is now at 6. 100 points off that Trinity rocket. And he's looking to get aggressive up here in Robo Bay.
Oh!
There we go. All right. He gets around. A 7 streak now for Karma. 8th on the edge, and he keeps on going. Give me 9. 4 streak. And OpTic rolling. There's another dunk. What the hell was that?
It's Karma. It doesn't need. Do you need an explanation? No, the guy just does what he wants. 10 streak now. 4 unanswered points since he started this streak. He's got everything to use. 11. Somebody stop this man.
There we go.
Okay.
Cade
Thanks, Cade.
Cade gets the kill, but it's another dunk for OpTic Gaming, and wow, what a terror you just saw from Karma. Everything looks so good for Enigma6 early, complete control. But, you know, while we're going off about Karma, I know he has a huge streak, but Crim's right behind him. I mean, Crim's about to find his 6th in a row. Well, he should have, because that player was weak. He did not. That was actually Cade able to, so he actually killed both the streaking players.
Yes.
Good stuff from Cade.
And either way, the damage has already been done. 6 straight points in about 1 minute and 15 seconds of gameplay. Karma again doesn't stop, back off the spawn, 14-6. As he's gonna be the lead blocker now for his teammate, moving forward with the drone. The 1, not gonna get off in time.
It's cut down, team shot there, able to eliminate him before he gets the toss away. 70 seconds remaining on the clock, and yeah, Enigma6 went from just being on the OpTic side of the map the entire beginning of the game to not being able to get past drone spawn for the most part. They've run into the wall of Karma and Crim6 with the SMGs. If they get past them, it seems like every time Formal's in the back here with this K-bar, there's just no gaps right now to get through since OpTic got rolling.
And yeah, you can't have the scrappy Enigma6 gameplay we're used to if they can't get out of their base. It's simple as that. And when the slang goes to that that much in favor of OpTic Gaming, looking at 4 players positive. But even then, even when E6 just get a couple kills in middle, they somehow weasel on through ice to get a 1-point play.
Yeah, think about like how, I don't want to say easy, I don't want to word this, but like how effortlessly it seemed like Enigma6 was able to get their points on the board. You had crazy streaks for Karma and company to do.
What?
He just slides, dives, and jumps up for the dunk. But all right, well, I take it back. I mean, the other one took like a massive slaying effort there. He just kind of ran in.
OpTic outslaying by 14 kills as they look to go into the half up by 5 points. Maybe Cade can hit this 1. Yes, he will. So Enigma6, while they did well in the first minute of play, they struggled to shut down the 2-time world champion in Karma. OpTic Gaming 5 minutes away from being the only team in the CWL Global Pro League Stage 1 to go 6-0 in their respective group.
Yeah, we saw E United come up a bit short. It went to what, a Game 5 round 11 versus Luminosity. Otherwise, pretty much everyone considers the top 2 teams in the world would have been the only 2 to go 6-0. But right now, OpTic, like you said, the only team with a chance. Crim, I mean, everybody had one hell of a first half. You take a look at it for OpTic, pretty much everybody involved with the objective, the slang so heavily in their favor. What do you need to turn around for E6? Is like the scrappy stuff works. You saw them get some great 1-point shots off when they only had a couple players down. They wrapped the drone on several occasions as well. Is it just purely they have to find more kills?
OpTic are destroying when inside ship, when playing with those E-Rads in the close range area. You have Scump, Karma, and Crim6 all just winning their gunfights. When they get into them, OpTic should never move the drone anywhere. But inside this robo side of the map, it's a smart play from them. They're doing it again here. And just watch the kill feed. It's all E-Rads from OpTic Gaming.
The E-Rads doing the damage. The drone now coming through. It's Formal around the backside. There's another dunk and the FTL to get away and play his life. So he's still going to be a thorn in the side of Enigma6.
And look, that's a great play from him because now they've got to worry about him on this back blue side. Thankfully, General does get the timing there to clean him on up. He'll have to come back up off the respawn, but who is it again on a 2-streak? Karma still staying alive, trying to hold that side door.
And look at that. You have a weak player around the corner, so the Scarab actually can finish the kill. A couple more players pushing. Proto, one of them. Proto able to take down one. And Ruiz there with him as well, but the drone toss does come out, so they clear the base for now. No more points on the board for Enigma6 as of now.
And when we did our key player matchup, it was between Proto and Karma, and what a difference we've seen so far from these two players on this map. Proto, the least amount of kills on his team, hasn't had his best of games so far this weekend, it's easy to say, while Karma, on the other hand, has had an MVP-like performance.
And I love this. That's another one of those times where it just seems like whenever there is a 1% possibility that Enigma6 can get a 1-point throw off, they're getting that throw away. And that's the main reason it stayed close, because the Slang, such a huge advantage to OpTic Gaming. But all those little things that E6 do, they've kept it close. They're still very much in striking distance.
And if you're wondering, if you're wondering where exactly these streaks will come in from Karma on this side, this is actually the side I'd rather have the streaks for. You push up in towards ship on the bottom left of that minimap, and you use the bombardment on the opposing team's portal, which will then force the players to charge into your pre-aiming guns to get cover inside that ship side. Let's see if OpTic Gaming do that as this plays out. You've got Crim now with Overdrive, which can be a great tool to flood on through to get the score.
Well, Scump wants
See, look, they're forcing them inside, which will open up the lane for Scump to push through with the drone. There's the dunk. Streaks on Frost are less about getting kills and more about forcing your opponents into disadvantageous positions.
It's all zoning, man. And he did it perfectly there to get another dunk on the board. 7-point advantage with just over 2 to play. Can E6 rally back in this one and keep that 100% win rate in uplink? Right now, it seems the Green Wall has something else to say about it, as they have looked very strong, really since the minute or two into the game where they start taking control.
Yep, and all you have from Enigma6 is 5 1-point throws, really, is what they've gotten so far this game. None of it has been because of crazy control. You have 4 players on OpTic. Up in that 20-plus kill mark, Cade at 29 leading his team. 3 payloads for OpTic, all signs pointing towards this series being done.
Well, Cade was the last one up, doing a good job staying alive towards the bulldozer, but finally will end up dropping. Now it'll be a fight here for mid-map. Formal's going to use the box to look over the top of his teammate near drone, backing up a couple, finishing off 1 kill, finishing a second before Proto comes through the top.
And one thing to point out with Enigma6, Clint, is that throughout this weekend, they have not been the most statistically dominant team in uplink. They've just been great at just getting the scores with as minimal kills as possible. When OpTic are outslaying you by 22 kills, that is why they've struggled so much to be able to get anywhere in this game. It's because OpTic have just commanded map control. And look, Proto, where typically he would maybe try to go for a 1, just has to drop the drone and try to slay out while his teammates come off spawn.
I feel confident in saying most other teams, in the way this game has gone, it'd be a 12-0 scoreline. Like, those 5 points may not even happen. That's a positive to E6, where they're able to find holes. They've done a good job of doing it. Now, Overdrive used for Krem, just trying to flank behind, funnels everybody into Karma, who's able to pick up a few kills. Proto was the last man up for Enigma6. Not a lot of time on the clock. This one is going to be a 3-0 for OpTic Gaming, and that'll be the first team here with that 6-0. What an incredible weekend for the Green Group.
Maven, they're the best team in the world for a reason. The statement final series against the second best in this group, as they wind up taking things pretty handily, especially in the up.
Oh, God.
Gosh, okay. Proto at least ended games, ended things with an exclamation mark, but GG's, Enigma6, nice job up to this point, but OpTic Gaming shut the door.
Well, the difference, too, you can talk about, there were 6 scoring opportunities for both teams. 6 were dunks on one side, 6 were 1-point throws for the other team. So those dunks can definitely make the difference, but grats there to the OpTic Gaming side.
Scump, Formal, Karma, and Crim6 just seem to always find a way to look better than the last time we saw them, and that's saying a lot, with them being the recent 2 major LAN championship winners. Enigma6 definitely getting a secure second place spot this weekend, as they've also looked like a team who've improved as time has gone on this year.
Yeah, and just before this, we had Elevate fight into that 3rd spot, and honestly, over the course of the weekend, Elevate might have been the team that played OpTic the toughest. Like, their 2 series, they went to a 5th game. The 3-0 was even really, really tight. But overall, I mean, Enigma6 looked much, much better. I mean, they handled the European teams with no issues this weekend.
There we have it. We have our 8 teams for the playoffs, where they'll all be played on out. Absolutely crazy.
We have 10 days off. Yes, it's the first time we have
see my family.
more than 3 days before we're back to Columbus.
Yes.
No, but this has been a whole hell of a lot of fun. It's been great to get through stage 1, and now it's the time for the big boys, right? The top 8 teams battling for that $500,000.
Well, I know on the stage we have the king himself. alongside Scump. No, I'm just kidding. It's Puckett with Scump on the main stage.
Thank you, Jack. That's right, Scump. Congratulations. You are the first team to go perfect in group stages, 6-0 on the weekend. And I have to ask you, you guys only dropped 5 games over the course of the 3 days. How is this team just so damn consistent?
I actually think we played pretty mediocre this weekend. I think that if we played this way at playoffs, it wouldn't have went this way. I think that we practiced a lot, though, which was a good thing. We got a lot of work on some of the maps that we were a little bit worried about. So the fact that we came out 6-0 and got a lot of good practice, I'm just really happy with the result.
You guys had a slow start back at Vegas. Since then, it's been first, second, all the way through. You're the favorites coming into the $500,000 playoffs. When you look at the competition, though, who are some of the teams that you're looking out for?
The obvious ones, I mean, every single team at playoffs is pretty stacked. They went through a rigorous 4 weeks here to get through it. So teams that come off the top of my head, United, Envy, FaZe, LG. I mean, everyone's good. So it's tough to pick a couple.
And, of course, you have 2 weeks now to practice. What's in store for the team? What are you guys doing leading up to that big playoff weekend?
Not really too much differently. I think just the amount of time that we're practicing, I don't think we're going to be able to take any days off. We only have about a week and a half until we're back here again. So just playing every single night consistently and getting some good practice against some of the best teams is just what we're going to be looking to do.
I know we're going to have a packed audience here for the playoffs. Tickets are running out here. Anything you want to say to the Green Wall? All the fans have been cheering you guys on.
Thank you guys for coming. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Thank you guys all for supporting us throughout. Thank you guys for supporting us throughout all of our weekends. It means a lot, and we love you guys, so thank you.
OpTic Gaming is perfect. We will see them in 2 weeks. For now, though, let's wrap this up with Benson at the desk.
Thank you very much, Chris. OpTic Gaming, the perfect week. 6-0, the only team to do so from regular season. Congratulations to them. And of course, qualifying with the #1 seed from the group. However, before we get to the final part of the show where we break everything down, let's talk a little bit about that series particularly. Map #1, I mean, I was having flashbacks, Steve. I'm going to be honest. I was thinking this is exactly the same as what we saw in the first series against E6. They come out so hot, they have a lead, and then it just all goes downhill. What happened?
I don't know if it's composure. I don't know if it's just OpTic turning on another level or exactly what happened, but you can see you can't have hard points like that are so lopsided. 135 points on one. We'll talk about it more at the end, where Enigma6 just had to contest for a second there at Hangar, but it doesn't even happen.
I mean, it's brutal, lap, right? From a player's perspective, you're looking at the clock, right? You're looking at how long's left on the hill. You know, all you have to do is contest for 1 second. I mean, you see it perfectly, right? There's 19 seconds left. OpTic Gaming at 2:34. You know, I just have to get in that hill for 1 second. And E6 just weren't able to do it.
I just felt like maybe it was some miscommunication. Maybe they just lost composure, like you said. I felt like if they maybe just group up, took the time, be like, hey guys, we need to relax here. Just group up in the front, we'll all slide in. And someone just takes charge and initiative and they do it, I felt like they could be easy contested, so not sure what happened.
Yeah, and then to add to that, one thing that was interesting, the rotation before that, they used smokes to break the hill. They only have to contest for 2 seconds it was, and they had, 30, 40 seconds to figure this out. Why not just pull out smokes the second time, do the exact same thing? You only have to contest for 2. Of course, hindsight 2020, but yeah, it's a tough loss.
And it's just unacceptable. It's not like they had one spawn, they didn't make a split-second decision at the end there.
Right.
They had, 40 seconds to put something together? Yeah. Someone has to take charge, like App said. It's just unacceptable. Use smokes, use whatever necessary. Maybe if Proto saved that camo for a more opportune situation where he could have contested with that camo in the hill as well. Just so many things could have gone better for them to take it.
Right, of course, OpTic Gaming undefeated in hardpoint throughout the weekend, but E6 had 2 pretty heartbreaking L's that they need to go back and probably try and figure out how to fix. Moving forward to map #2, the Search and Destroy. This is where OpTic Gaming flourished again. It was a 6-4 victory, but there was one moment where Cade was in that 1 versus 3 situation, and maybe if he'd have won it could have gone maybe a little bit differently for E6.
Yeah, so Cade gets a trade, makes it a 1v2, then, good positioning, he pushes up, kills a guy trying to defuse, or not defuse, but just wall running, trying to look for Cade. Then he makes it a 1v1 situation. He is weak. There's about 14 seconds left. I really felt like he should have just left, maybe played the time. At that point, at first there was no one on bomb, so for them to hop the bomb right away would have been pretty risky. or just peek, you know, if it's back a little bit, if there's someone chasing them, you know, you can easily run away from and just play the clock at that point.
Instead, he gets caught with the stun in hand, obviously trying to stun check the bomb. A little unfortunate timing, but either way, OpTic Gaming solidified the map. And something that you noted, TP, was you've been very impressed with how Crim6 has learned to maybe watch the flank a little better than maybe in the past.
I want to give a lot of credit to Crim and Scump over this weekend in Search and Destroy specifically, but you know, early on in the weekend, Chance was giving him a lot of crap basically for not watching flank properly. I think over the weekend they have been trying out some new strategies that we've seen, but Crim has been doing a much better job of gaining information on that flank, playing that flank, picking up kills, and most importantly, being aggressive on those flankers, making sure they don't have that line of sight on his teammates. So we really want to give him props.
Yeah, and then the first bloods as well. Crim had an absurd amount throughout the weekend, and again, you get those first bloods, it makes those rounds so much easier. And then of course, OpTic's a team that even when they don't get those first bloods, I mean, how clutch can you really get? So when you have that first blood coming in for you, for OpTic Gaming especially, it makes everything so much easier.
And then of course we go between map number 3, it's Uplink. E6 hadn't been beat all weekend long. They had 100% win ratio on that. Finally, OpTic Gaming put an end to it. They break the streak. And what impressed you the most? What was OpTic Gaming's key to success there in map 3?
I just felt like they were slaying like usual. You know, they were doing their thing. I just felt like they capitalized a lot on the kills. Like really, you know, took the initiative, got points off it instead of just fighting, and then E6 maybe clutching up. Also felt like you saw Karma get like a dunk in a 1v1 situation where he probably should have got a 1 or not even gotten a point, and got a couple ones where he probably shouldn't have gotten 1 either.
And you speak about Karma there, Chance, that was a player who just had a phenomenal game 3.
Yeah, there was a moment where he was like hitting the wall run next to the sub and he falls off the map. I think if he doesn't fall off the map, he probably dies. He might pick up a kill, but he had 3 players like rushing towards him. Instead, he falls off, has to spend, I don't know, like 5 or 6 seconds getting back up, and then immediately goes and picks up like 3 or 4 more kills and earns streaks. So weirdly enough, Karma, his movement hurt him and then helped him.
We talked a lot about OpTic's uplink over the weekend, not looking too great, where it's been a kill first, drone second sort of mentality. Well, when you outslay by this much, I don't think anything really matters. They all had the payload abilities before E6 was even marginally close. 2 players on the E6 side going not quite double neg, but pretty darn close. So when the kill category is that lopsided, that's where this score just gets out of hand so quickly. And the biggest thing too, Crim and Karma with those SMGs were just getting those slide kills like crazy up towards that middle cut and over towards ship as well. It made those lanes so much easier.
A beautiful, beautiful closing map for OpTic Gaming, 12-5, the final score. So congratulations to them, of course. We said they topped the group. We can now just recap the final results coming in from Group Green. As we said, OpTic Gaming unbeaten, 6-0 and 18-5 map count, the only team to do so throughout all of the regular season. Enigma6 will finish in second place, 4-2. Congratulations to them. Meanwhile, at the bottom side, Team Elevate, they managed to steal third place away from Red Reserve. Both teams finishing at 1-5. Chance, was this what you expected coming in?
To an extent, I definitely expected OG on top going 6-0. I did expect E6 to be at the bottom. Europeans, I thought was a bit of a toss-up. I know they've had issues where they weren't able to scrim properly because all the European teams have been here, and a whole shebang of issues that are going on with them. So pretty much as expected.
Of course, we've been talking a lot about playoffs and how important the playoffs have been. It's going to be coming up in a few weeks' time. It's going to be May 26th to May 28th, $500,000 of prizing. Yep, that's right, $500,000, 500,000 on the line, and it's going to be right here at the MLG Arena. But that is going to be everything from the Stage 1 regular season of the Call of Duty World League presented by the PlayStation 4. Congratulations to Team Envious, Splice, Evil Geniuses, FaZe Clan, E-United, Luminosity Gaming, OpTic Gaming, and Enigma6 for qualifying for playoffs. We'll see you May 26th to find out who will be crowned the Stage 1 champions.